Hello, I am back, and hopefully everyone's there to join me. Hopefully you can hear me well. We're here. Good. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you, Jakey Bakey. I am very, very good. I'm looking forward to the quick change. I got this on in honor of my favorite thing, like the nice shirt change. It's a new day. Looking good, everybody. Thank you so much. We're looking for some good questions. Let's join in now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Isabel. Welcome, Rich. Thank you for joining me. Ahmad, Jeremy, thank you for coming back. Appreciate everybody. It's been quite a good morning. We're going to do a second session here. There's a lot of people wanted to come on, ask questions. Love to see that. Let's pin up the training. Team Meltzer, wherever you went. Toby, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you. We switched shirts. Thank you. Give a little bit of props. It's Ramadan tomorrow. Awesome. Hello, Kenan. Welcome. Team David, please let me post training Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 to Thrive. 5 easy steps to thrive in sales, in business, and in life. 5 easy steps. Just follow them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At Ronnie Brown, comment if you're in. Also, Team Meltzer, where are you? I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Wondering where we get a pin of where people can register for the free training on Friday. Put that up there, please. Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Looking D, welcome. Thank you for joining me, everybody. How can I choose my logo and slogan for a snack product? Options and opportunities are absolutely the best way to choose. So for me, it's doing consistent minimum 10 minutes a day, thinking about logos, thinking about slogans, thinking about all of that. Where's Team Meltzer Jake? That's what I want to know. Anyway, we can text 949-298-2905 to register for free training tomorrow. It's every single Friday. There he is, the man himself, already up there. My man. It's been too long. And I want to talk to him because he is in Georgia and they are opening up Georgia. Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We got one of my favorite 5 to Thrive men, great running back and unbelievable entrepreneur. And he's joining us right now. Number 23, Ronnie Brown, welcome as you're coming in. Remember, others joining, thank you so much. Waiting for Ronnie here. Post your questions for us, please. Love more questions. We got some really big guests coming on today. Looking forward to a great session here as I'm waiting for Ronnie to join us. Go ahead, post your question. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we are here. I might have to move if we're not getting the connection. There he is.
Hey, what's going on? This the man himself. How you doing today?
Ronnie.
How you doing?
I'm great. Are you in Georgia?
I am. It's a little rainy and a little cool today.
Give me a little update. But Georgia's opening up first, aren't they?
Yeah, but Ronnie's not. I'm not going anywhere. I don't know. I gotta see. I need to see some evidence first. Before I start to venture out. I don't want to put anybody in harm's way, and I don't want to be in harm's way.
Yeah, we're kind of lucky out here in California. We're like, yeah, let Georgia go ahead and show us what happens.
Yeah, y'all get to let everybody do. So I'm going to do that in Georgia as people start to go out. My barber called me the other day, and Lord knows I need a haircut so bad. My daughter was on my shoulders the other day. She's wiping my hair. So I'm like, Daddy, you got something in your hair? I was like, no, baby girl, those are just my gray hair. And so he called. He's like, you might want to go ahead and start making appointments. I'm probably going to be crowded this weekend. I was like, I've waited this long. I could wait a couple more weeks for you.
You look good, man. So tonight's the draft, and you were the second pick in the draft, 2005. The draft has changed a lot. It went from not a big event in 2005 to like a huge event. And now this virtual, whatever it's going to be, give me some thoughts, number one, on the actual event itself, and then we'll talk about the draft.
Yeah, so the draft is amazing. It's an opportunity for all these young men, who had these lifelong dreams of being a professional athlete. This is the day that a lot of them get that opportunity, and over the next few days. And so to be able to see that, because I think it puts a lot of things in perspective, because when fans get to see that and the emotion that are tied to it with families and, individuals, and you seeing these grown men walking across the stage, with tears in their eyes, it shows the emotion, but more importantly, it shows all that's gone into it. I know just in watching, you and a lot of your messages, you talk about being passionate about what you're doing. And so, for these gentlemen and these guys, you get a chance to see that, that emotion and, what was tied into going into that. For me, I had dreamed about being a professional athlete since I was 6 years old. And so the day of the draft, being in New York and having the opportunity, and sharing that moment with my agent and my loved ones, my mom, my current wife, it meant a lot, and so even just sitting now, I think they were re-showing the 2005 draft on ESPN2, and just to see that, it brought back so many emotions because, for me, I went second and my teammate went number 5 that played the same position, but just to know that all of that happened, but even the support system, the people that I had around me that were a part of that process, being able to share that with them and letting everyone know that, we did this. It was my dream, but I had a lot of support in making it come to fruition.
One of the things about the new format that makes it easy and better is the guy who sits there and doesn't get drafted.
Right. I was scared of that. I was definitely scared of that. My agent was like, hey, you got invited to the draft. And I was like, no, sir, I'm not going. I don't want to go to New York and be on that stage, and be the guy that's stuck in there. And so, I think the way the world works out, it's definitely karma. We all saw that it happened during my draft with Aaron Rodgers, and everyone sees how his careers turn out. So, I think the universe does a great job of setting things, right in situations.
That's a great point. And to that matter, one of the things that's missing is the interaction between agents and financial advisors. And I'm a little worried about that relationship because you developed a trust relationship before the draft that these kids may not be able to develop.
Right. And so for me, it's all about relationship. I feel like that's what makes the world go around. We all need it. We were put here to, communicate and to, communicate and have relationships with one another. And so, I believe strongly in genuine relationships. And, a huge part of that, for a lot of guys, you got to understand is relatability. A lot of times people who are reserved, they want to know, well, how do you relate to my situation? How much do you understand about who I am? And then on top of that is, well, okay, how are you willing to help and be a part of the solution to, what I'm trying to accomplish? And I think, if you can answer those two things for individuals, the relationship is really there because building trust is about showing vulnerability. The more I let you allow you to know about me, the more vulnerable I am to you. But more importantly, that's the closer our relationship is.
Yeah, the other side is the actual performance doesn't mean as much because there's so much tape on you, right? There's so much content on you. But the one thing that's missing this time is I always told guys that we represented, there's this component that you have that all the great ones have. It's that you must be what you can be. The intangible, the Tom Brady's, the Ronnie Browns, the Ray Lewis's, the guys that they literally must be what they can be. It's difficult to learn that over Zoom.
Right. And I think the thing about athletes and non-athlete business owners, everyone alike, is, people get so caught up in the ability that a lot of guys have. And I think that's so important. But in every field, I think a huge part or component to being successful is being great at the things that don't take talent. And so if you're able to max those things and be great at those things, whether it's working on punctuality, knowing what to do, knowing where to be, if you can do those things really well and do the things that someone doesn't have to tell you to do, and you can master those things, then you can just build on the success with work ethic and working hard. But, I think a huge part of that is being great at the things that don't take talent. You have to be punctual. You have to be, willing to work on a team. You have to be willing to make sure that you're a leader. And it doesn't always have to be vocal. And so there are other intangibles that you're speaking on that are really important to being successful individuals.
Yeah, and I got a little bit of echo, so hang in there with me. What are your predictions for tonight's draft?
I think there'll be a lot of guys that are excited emotionally. A lot of guys' situations or change due to tonight and due to a lot of work. But I think just importantly, just like I say, being able to see that, whether it's virtual or seeing it live on TV, just knowing and understanding that these guys put a lot into it, and I know we put so much on, the performance on how well they do in their season and how well the season goes for their team. But, these guys are only one piece of the puzzle. But, there's a lot of hard work and sacrifice into making it to this level and even just getting this opportunity. So for the guys that are in the draft, I would even tell them just so much as, don't worry about when you go or where you go. Just understand that you have an opportunity that you've always dreamed about. And so as long as you get that opportunity, you get a chance to maximize it.
And, looking at the season, these guys could be drafted and literally have to start playing with no transition at all. And it may actually be later than even August, that we start. So what mindset do you think these guys should have after the draft?
Well, I think that the big part about it, I always had like an old school coach, and he used to always say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And so I think for these guys, it's having a mentality that way, in preparing yourself. Everyone talks about preparation and, the 5 Ps, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And so when you look at all those things and you put it into it, you put in the work. This is why you got the opportunity, but don't let all of that go to waste during this time. And so always try to do something, because at the end of the day, when you're in the NFL, or if you're a professional athlete, or if you're at the top of your profession, there's always someone who wants your position. And so you always have to be preparing yourself and trying to be educating yourself and be better on a daily basis. And so my motto is, if I can be 1% better on a daily basis, then I've accomplished something.
And are you carrying that over into the entrepreneurial world? Like, what stuff are you doing to get 1% better?
I do. For me, it's about education, and learning something and putting myself in a situation. I don't like to be the smartest one in the room. I will never claim I'm the smartest one in the room. And if I ever am in that situation, I need to change rooms, because I want to be in an environment where I'm always learning something. And I think the biggest thing for us, individually in terms of growth is, you never want to become complacent. And I think complacency, it puts you in a bad situation. And that's the hard thing about success, because once you reach a certain level of success, some individuals become complacent. But, through all that I've learned through the context of sport and, all the characteristics and the traits and things that sports have taught me, I keep that same drive in all that I do. Everything I do, I want to be the best at it. And, I think a huge part of that was when I was drafted by Nick Saban. He used to always talk about taking pride in what you do. And so, the standard is the standard. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The standard always has to be the standard. And so, for me, he was like, if you're going to be a street sweeper, take pride in being a street sweeper. Put a sign in front of your yard, say the best street sweeper lives here. And so I try to approach everything in life that way. If I'm going to do something, I want to make sure that I'm doing it right. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have time to do it right, then you don't have time to do it over. And so you got to take that approach to everything.
And you have learned to love all the aspects of football and business that most people don't love. And that's what makes you able to do the things you do love, is to learn to love the aspects of what you don't love that way. Last piece of advice real quick that you'd like to give. You and I will connect later. I apologize about the echo, but I really wanted to see you and have you on.
No, I appreciate it. It's always a blessing. I'm fortunate to even share this time with you. I watch a lot of things that you do. You tremendous individual. Obviously you're successful, but I think you're a stand-up first-class individual. And so for me, it's, in life, I take also the stance of be where your feet are. You have to be in the moment. Don't think about what happened previously or what's going to happen. You just got to be in the moment and maximize the opportunity you have right now.
Well, you're where your feet are, but when you play football, nobody could be where your feet were, because you're so much better and faster. So thank you for joining me, my friend. Take care.
I appreciate it. Bless.
Awesome.
Stay safe.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, the great Ronnie Brown giving us some insight on the draft tonight, on life, on entrepreneurship. Sounds like my phone has a better connection. Please give me a thumbs up if it does. We got some questions online here. Really great guest today. So hopefully, can you guys hear me? Are we good on here? Thank you, Ronnie. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Echoes better now. I don't know. It must be that Georgia connection. Looking at some questions as we wait in here. What's your meditation routine? I meditate every day, right when I wake up, to find my highest frequency, 20 minutes a day. That's the baseline for my day. That's where, if I'm not at that baseline, I got to get back there before I do anything else, before I think anything else, before I feel anything else. I'm going back to that place, and I can only get there through meditation. Meditation's different for everyone else. I use theta meditation, taught by a lady named Dr. Sangeeta Sahi, and have worked on it for 13 years. Meditation is a practice, just like golf. In fact, the only sport that I feel is more uncomfortable when you start than golf is meditation. So if you remember the first time you went to a golf range, first time you picked up some clubs, how awkward and weird and wrong it felt. But I will tell you, better than even golf, meditation will have the biggest impact on your life if you practice it for the rest of your life. Start with 2 minutes a day. It's worth more than 2 hours on a weekend day. So please make it a practice. It does not have to be woo-woo Buddhist meditation. Meditation can be walking your dog. It can be swimming. It can be sitting, with your cup of coffee and thinking introspectively, breathing correctly, but it'll allow you to find that highest frequency, to find that baseline for your day. And I am a big fan of meditating at the beginning of the day, first thing, to set off that. What calendar system do you use? I use a multi-calendar system because I'm a student of my calendar. So number one, I have desk calendars, and I have Outlook, and I have other notes. Is that the great Sugar Ray Leonard? Surprise. The unbelievable. This is maybe the biggest treat of the day. I'm going to go to sleep after this. One of my favorite people on earth.
Hey, my friend David, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm tested. I'm being challenged.
Uh-oh.
It's this thing. It's like a movie. It seems like a movie. I'm in a movie, but it's a real movie.
Yeah. How long does the test take to get back?
I don't know. David, I haven't seen you in a while. By the way.
I know. I miss you. I love you.
Yeah, I miss you too. I love you too.
You miss golf. You miss golf, or that's a big part of your life. And what are you using to substitute that love?
I work out. Working out for me is heaven. First of all, I don't think about anything but working out, my body in shape. I play tennis. Well, I participate in tennis. I'm not good. But anything that moving.
I got my sound problems. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, good. I was having trouble hearing you for a second. I'll try to move a little bit because I want to make sure this happens for me. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right, good. Go ahead.
And when I do, I hop on Zoom to do my AA meetings. That's been God sent.
And are you doing those virtually?
Yes, I do that. And at first I was afraid to do it because, I'm so comfortable and so safe with my people. But I'm talking to people all over the world.
Yeah. Do you think you'll continue to do it virtually after this is over?
Yes. I enjoy those few minutes of talking life, alcohol. I care about people. Put it that way. I care about people.
One thing, Sugar Ray, you and I share is we went through a transition of being able to illuminate our humanness, our hypocrisy, our own journey. Obviously, your brand far more elevated than mine to be so truthful about all the life challenges that you have. You face the biggest challenges in the ring with no problem, but you've had all these life challenges and you've illuminated them to help other people. what gift has that given you? I talk about being vulnerable makes me invulnerable. You were invulnerable in the ring, but your illumination, do you feel that has made you invulnerable in life?
You know, that to me is my higher power. That's God. That's myself accepting the fact that, you know, I always felt that I was by myself, David. I always felt that I was alone, that no one else experienced what I dealt with, the sexual, I mean, you know, being sexually abused, the alcohol, the drugs. I mean, I just thought that was just me. But when I talk to people, especially I talk to you, it frees me of such sadness and pain.
Yeah, I think it's important. I got a little freezing here. Um, Having trouble hearing. But that freedom that comes from that, the social media and media in general, you being one of the first to come out and kind of share your personal experience with sexual abuse, with alcoholism and drugs. You know, nowadays it's, you know, people, just to give the younger people on here perspective, you know, we were very hidden. You know, there's a lot of shame and blame and justification. If anybody, you blamed yourself because you were, you know, sexually abused, or you felt shameful, and now, you know, we've allowed this to be out there so people can get healed. What are some of the things that people can do to heal themselves of the daily occurrence of some of these things that, you know, both of us have faced?
Well, you know, David, there's so many things available, like the AA meetings, the sexual abuse. I mean, there's so many platforms that will allow us, you, to talk about. Because again, it's all about shame for me. You know, being a black man, being a fighter, being this, that, to say that I was sexually abused. You know, and I'm proud, but it's easier for me to talk about the subject matter. It's okay now. It's okay. It happens to more people than you think.
Yeah, you've been an inspiration for me, and I know Todd Bridges was originally an inspiration for you when he, like, publicly on, you know, a national TV show talked about his experience with abuse. And you know, it's so interesting, the irony of the universe. You know, I like to list out the truth of the universe, and you look at things like the world champion, you know, is so vulnerable, right? Who's supposed to be the toughest man on earth. When you think about, especially in my childhood, you know, the boxing championship, Sugar Ray Leonard was the toughest man in the world. Muhammad Ali, the toughest man in the world. That's who you aspired to be. It was so, you know, Bruce Jenner, right? So manly. You know, the guy who wins the decathlon gold. This is the manly side of things, and yet everyone suffers from human nature. They suffer from ego. They suffer from these needs to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, and scared. And, you know, that fear has become a practice of mine. And hopefully you and I have been, I think, leading the way in helping people deal with their fear, whatever it is, so that they can process it and allow them to know it's a lifetime journey. You just can't get over it in a day, which is my biggest challenge, to teach people about consistency. And you being such an extraordinary athlete, you don't become the world champion unless you're consistent and persistent in your behavior. And you know, I think, could you share with me the fight compared to the fight in the ring? You know, what does it take for your soul to fight all the things that have happened to you so that you can live happily?
You know, man, heard the question, and I can't believe I'm answering this, because it's like, for me, outside the boxing ring, I felt that I didn't have any heart, that I was not capable of being strong. But you know what? Uh, in the ring, I controlled everything. I controlled the ring. But now, if you say, Ray, you inspired me, you helped me through my times when I was uh, uh, drunk or abused or whatever. It brings tears to my eyes, David. It brings tears to my eyes. Feel it now. feel people's pain. I feel their heart, and I feel what I love the most is for them to come to me and say, Ray, how did you deal with that? Or Ray, thank you for your words. Thank you for telling me how to maneuver off that, stay straight on the road. Trying to articulate this, Dave, but when I talk about this subject matter right now, it's a little deep.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to talk about it. You with me? I'm willing to talk about it.
Well, what's interesting is like I've learned so much from you as a friend, and the universe doesn't have accidents. The way that we met and became friends, but you told me about having that control, and I put it into the context of the studying that I've done and the shared experiences that we've had, and I said, you know what, the control of the mindset is something that Ray has taught me. The control of my feelings, that I have control of my feelings. Other people don't. You obviously, what you say and what you hear. But the thing that was amazing was all of those things are hidden from most people. Your mindset, your feelings, what you say and what you hear are internal to you. But more importantly, you take control of what you do with all of that. And, what we do in our lifetime, the legacy that we lead, really is teaching the people the lessons that we've learned so that they can accelerate their own success. We can share the dummy tax that we paid, so hopefully less people don't have the pain, because pain is just an indicator you haven't learned a lesson, right? If you see pain in your life, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and financial pain, all the universe is telling you, hey, fool, you got a lesson to learn. And Ray, you're someone who wants to share those lessons so that people don't have pain. What's one of the best lessons, though, that you've learned so that we can help people, go ahead and accelerate and grow and live this life of happiness and fulfillment?
The fact of the matter is, we are not by ourselves. I mean, biggest misconception of boxing is the fact that it's one-on-one, mano-a-mano. It is not. I have a great corner, and I have a corner in life. My wife, my parents, my friends, you. You're not by yourself. Maybe the punch you throw is by yourself, but take advantage of our friendship, of our loved ones, and listen to them.
That is all. I'm gonna let you go on this time. We're gonna do this again, but I want everybody to remember one thing. Look and see who's in your corner. I talk about show me your friends, show me your future. Look and see who's in your corner, because when you said that, I got goosebumps, man, and I thought to myself, how did my life lead me where not only am I in Sugar Ray Leonard's corner, but more importantly, he's in my corner. You're in my corner, and the people in my corner are going to elevate me to elevate others. And I want everyone out there, while you have this pause, this time of reflection, think about who's in your corner. And if you don't like who's in your corner, go ahead, swap them out. Go ahead, you surround yourself with the right people and the right ideas, because the stronger your corner is, because you're not alone, the stronger you will be. And I just aspire to be as strong of a man and as a person, and a soulful person, a wise person. Forget the world champion, because I can never match that. But I want to be like Ray. And I thank you for putting me in your corner and being in mine, my friend. And let's do this again, okay?
I love you, babe. Thank you so much.
Stay healthy. Stay healthy. I love you, man. That's the great friend, my corner man, obviously, Sugar Ray Leonard. It does not get any better than that. If you haven't, learned about Sugar Ray's journey, you got to check him out, because he has overcome far more than winning world championships in the boxing ring. Although he is the only fighter, and Lee Steinberg represented some great fighters, he's the only fighter that I ever met when I asked him, so did you enjoy or want to hurt somebody when you were in the ring? And he's never, no. I mean, he literally, that wasn't part of boxing for him. Don't ask Mike Tyson the same question, by the way. I got a whole different answer. But that man, he must be what he can be on the canvas and off the canvas. He's an amazing human being. I just want to thank you. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Tomorrow, Friday, we got a great training, 5 to Thrive, how to thrive in sales, how to thrive in business, how to thrive in life. It's a 5-step process
really easy. We're going to take you through how I journey from all the abilities to share my vision. And that's the key to life, is sharing your vision. May everybody be kind to their future self and do good deeds. Thank you, Sugar Ray Leonard. Thank you, Ronnie Brown, for joining me in this special extra session of IG Live. Have a great day. We'll see you Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern.